That's insane. I can't believe they actually won. The crazy thing is G2 had to win this game, right? G2 is, you know what's insane in context? G2 has the same record as Cloud9. So what does this mean for G2? Man, what a game though. Honestly, what a game. Well played to both teams. Genuinely an awesome game. Good game. Lev's looking good too. Yo, actually though, Ryan, what do we do? Ryan, be honest with me. I actually... Genuinely no troll. I'm curious, like, what is actually going on? Because you have the same record as Cloud9. Jogamo isn't the star he's supposed to be right now. Yeah, you're definitely out of form for sure. It also feels like G2 gameplay is just figured out a little bit, but definitely out of form too, which just doesn't help. I actually don't even know what you can do, and I never want to replace anyone on this team. I feel bad, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love Andre, and I think he's playing overall pretty well. He should have killed the guy in hookah. However, I have to say it. I have to be objective. Objectively speaking, he should have killed the guy in hookah. Blows had to die there. There's no way Blows is walk peeking into him as a Sky and winning that fight. However, if Oxy is even slightly available, if you can buy him out, you got to make the change. I'm gonna just say it how it is. But that's the only guy I'm getting. That's the only guy I'm taking. Oxy. Only Oxy. Demon 1 is already on a contract. He just signed. His buyout would be unbelievable. Cloud9 is kind of on their way out a little bit. You know, they might be more willing to sell a player like Oxy. You know, he's been very loyal to them. He's been there for a while. Clearly, things aren't looking up. Higher chance of getting Oxy than a player like Demon 1, for example. And you guys, you know my theory when it comes to, or my thought process when it comes to changes. You only make a change if the player you are getting is significantly better. Oxy is significantly better than most players in Americas. So the change would make sense. Cryo? You're not getting Cryo. I'm talking about realistic. Like, you have to be realistic. I'm not just getting anybody. Okay, fine. Just give me Durka. I'm not just getting these players. I'm talking about the situations the teams are in. 100 Thieves is never letting go of Cryo with the way they're playing. Demon 1 just finally got Envy a win. They're not getting rid of Demon 1. Oxy, on the other hand, is on a losing team that seems to be on a downward trajectory. Much more of a potential pickup prospect than the other two. Oxy ain't going anywhere, little bro, locking his up. Jordan, you are already gone. I'm kidding. I love you, and I hope you stay there forever. And here's my thing. I don't know if Cloud9 lose one more, right? Which, if we're being objective, is likely. All right, like they're probably losing their next game, probably. If that happens, 0 and 3, they're out of this split. If G2 do not qualify, I would be shocked if they don't hunt for him or someone like him. I would be shocked. They might not get him, but they gotta try. 10s on G2. Oh. Either way. I'm just speculating. I also, okay, you know why I feel bad making these kinds of statements is because I don't want there to be some misconception about me like shading out people who are my friends in the scene and being like, this guy should be replaced. That's why I try to give context in the best, most objective way I possibly can. And I am looking at it from an org perspective and a team perspective. So it's too late. That bridge with Andre has already been burnt. But the thing is, I give him credit for how well he has played on the team. You know what I mean? Andre has been a top 3 player on that team almost always. It's not about Andre. It's about another perspective of looking at the future. And if you are trying to build a team for the future because you're not playing well now, not saying they're giving up now or anything, you kind of have to go with play. Like, you have to, let me put it to you this way. Gabriel Martinelli has been an Arsenal player for like, what, 5 years now? And he's been there through the entire rebuild, but he's likely not going to be there next season. Do you think it's an easy decision to let go of a player like that? No. They want to ideally keep him, but you can have only so many players on your roster. As an org and as a team, you have to look at the best possible 5 that you can field. All right. Like, if Andre got replaced by Oxy, let's just say hypothetically, he wouldn't be like, oh my God, how is this possible? Oxy instead of me? Like, no, he wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like I'm completely right in what I'm saying. You are just rage baiting. Well, your name's I'm a smelly rat, so I don't know what to say to that. I don't understand why people are criticizing Jogamo enough. Aren't criticizing Jogamo enough. I don't think you guys understand how much criticism Jaw has been getting. The only player that actually doesn't get criticized on G2, valid reasons, is Valyn. Valyn is the only player that is impossible to criticize on this team. Every single other player gets a lot of for how they've been performing. Leaf, I've seen a lot. Trent, I've seen a lot. Trent, I've seen the most out of anybody. And then I've seen Jogamo a lot. So all of them get, it's like equally spread the amount of criticism that they've all been getting. Valyn has also just been incredible for them the entire time he's been there. It always feels like someone always underperforms for them when it matters most. It could be someone random. I've seen Leaf do it. I've seen Trent do it. I've seen the only person that never does it is Valyn. He's like the David of that team. But you're glazing Valyn hindsight. Yeah, you can say he's doing good on stats, but from what you can see, you don't know his IG lane behind the scenes, whether or not he's playing with his teammates. You're right. I'm just saying what I see. You're right. Just like anyone else does. And based off what I am seeing, he makes most of the correct decisions. It's the same shit I glaze David for. Most of the time that you watch Valyn play, his IGLing, I've said this before, by the way, doesn't matter what his IGLing looks like. If his IGLing, like even as a non-IGL player, the guy is incredible. He almost always makes the right decisions. Like that's just something I see, always. Like, forget the IGLing. I'm not even trying to bring that up. And we've already said, I've already stated this like a year ago. Valyn is the most valuable player on that team, clearly. However, the whole conversation was about Oxy and getting a player that's exceptional. Now, if you're going to make a change, you have to get someone like that on G2 because of how good the players on G2 are. If you're going to make a change on G2, the player you end up getting in place has to be an exceptional player. And that's just, to me, Oxy. The most realistic option is Oxy. Is all I was saying. Is Inspire not a significant upgrade to Baby Bear? Significant enough? No, I don't think so. But again, I haven't seen Inspire in his prime.